If you just picked up your brand new iPhone 17 Pro Max and you want a slim look while protecting your phone and looking stylish, you should check out the Ultra Slim Aramid fiber case and Aramid ProGuard cases from Pitaka. They're pretty lightweight and thin while still being durable without adding too much bulk, thanks to the aerospace grade Aramid fiber build. You get rear camera protection with the large camera bezel, and there's a strong enough magnetic hold for MagSafe Charging and MagSafe accessories. There's also zero wobble when using the cases, but does it actually provide enough protection? Well, let's take a closer look, and a big thanks to Pitaka for sending this out for review. In the Aramid ProGuard box, we have the case and manual, and in the Ultra Slim box, we have the Ultra Slim case manual and spacer guide. There's additional adhesive stickers to improve fitment of the case, but I haven't needed to use these. The Pitaka Ultra Slim case is extremely lightweight at around 21 grams. Now I have it in this kind of black blue color, and it's also extremely thin at only around 1 millimeter thin. And you can see basically every angle you take a look at this case from, it's just extremely thin and very lightweight. It's made of an aerospace grade Aramid fiber 1500D material, which is scratch resistant. And you can see that if I rub my fingerprints along here and kind of do different angulations, you're not really seeing much in the way of, kind of oils or fingerprints, which is really great. It also has this kind of textured weave pattern that actually adds extra grip and hold. We have the Pitaka logo on the right side, and that's done very tastefully. It blends in nicely. And we also have this kind of capacitive button here for the camera control. And then we also have huge cutouts all the way around for button access. So you can see the buttons are not obstructed in any way. And then of course we have that huge rear camera bezel. On the inside we have that MagSafe ring, so we could use MagSafe Charging and MagSafe accessories. Looking at the Pitaka Aramid ProGuard case, this is coming in at around 43 grams, so about twice as heavy as on the Ultra Slim case, but this also provides additional protection as well. Now taking a look at the side, you can see we have actual button covers on the left and right side, and we have this kind of precision molded button area here for camera access. Now on the inside we have a very kind of soft lining material to protect the case back, and then we also have the ring for MagSafe Charging and to use MagSafe accessories. And you can see just in general, this is a thicker case, around 2 millimeters thick, and we just have more beefy bezels all the way around for increased drop protection. This is what the rear looks like. So we have the rear camera protection there. Again, we have a texture type of weave pattern to help with grip. We also have shock absorbing TPU material on here, and you can see in the corner here we have this little arch with a bit of a gap so that if the phone is dropped on the corner, it can absorb that impact and protect your phone. And if I go ahead and run my fingerprints here, I can barely see any type of smudging going on, so very well controlled as well. Installing the case is extremely easy. So first I'm just gonna start at the top with the camera module, then just pop it in at the very bottom, and that's it. Case installation done in a matter of seconds. Now, even though the case went on very quickly, it's not easy to just pop it off. You can see if I just press on the camera module section here, the case is actually not going anywhere. To remove the case, what you're gonna do is you're gonna lift up on the corners here, and then you're just gonna push the phone out. So I'll just lift up on the corner here, and you can see I can pop this corner out and then the next corner. So yeah, this does actually have, kind of protective lips on all of the corners to help keep the phone retained in the case. And the Pitaka Ultra Slim case looks really sharp, especially in this black-blue combination. You can see it contrasts really well with the silver on the iPhone 17 Pro Max. Now if we take a look at the side, we have that huge cutout for the power button, and then we have that Pitaka logo up there, again, really tastefully done. We also have that capacitive touch button for camera access or camera control. So if I just go ahead, double tap that, you can see I've opened up the camera app. I could just go ahead, do another press. So zero issues in terms of the responsiveness of that capacitive button. Looking at the very bottom, we have huge cutouts. None of the port or speaker grills are obstructed in any way, so easy charging. And then another huge cutout for the volume button and ringer button. Looking at a side view of the ultra thin case, you can see that the raised bezels just extend ever so slightly above the screen. So if you place it flat down, it's going to be protected. This is what the rear camera lens bezels look like. So you can see it does extend slightly above the actual camera lens themselves, so that if you place this flat down on a table, the lens will not be scratched. Also note that because there's not much of a gap between the lens and the actual camera bezel, it may be very challenging to attach a lens protector. I am using a screen protector on the iPhone 17 Pro Max. If I do a side view, you can kind of see it extending slightly above right here, and it actually extends higher than the lips on the side of the case. But yeah, overall, I really like the case. I love the hand feel. It's very grippy with this kind of textured pattern. You can see it's easy for me to just kind of rotate this, manipulate it in my hand. There's really no issues at all. And it feels very nicely balanced in the hand as well. Installing the Aramid ProGuard case is extremely easy. I'm just gonna start at the very top, press in, and we're installed in a matter of seconds. The Aramid ProGuard case looks really sharp on the iPhone 17 Pro Max because of the contrasting colors. It really makes it pop, and because we have this kind of textured weave pattern going on here, it really makes the phone really secure to hold and just grip. You could see just kind of one-handed, I can easily go ahead and just manipulate the phone, zero issues at all. We have the Pitaka logo on the right side along with the power button, and if I go ahead and use that, you can see completely responsive and easy to use. And then we also have the camera control button, so a double click will open up the camera app. I can go ahead and take a photo, zero issues there. At the very bottom, we have huge cutouts so that the speaker grill and charging ports are completely unobstructed. And on the other side, we also have fully covered buttons as well. So I can go ahead, volume up, volume down, or I can switch the ringer without any type of issue. Now, the ProGuard case definitely feels a little bit thicker and heavier than when I had the ultra slim case on. And in terms of hand feel, both feel really good, but I do prefer the hand feel of the ultra slim case a little bit better. However, I am much more confident in dropping the phone with the ProGuard case on. The corners of the case nicely wrap around the front screen just a little bit to help keep the phone retained in the case and to provide bezel and front screen protection. Taking a side view, you could see just how much the bezels or raised lips actually extend so that if you put the phone kind of screen down, you don't have to worry about any type of scratching at all. The rear lens are also nicely protected because the rear bezel extends slightly above the lens so that if you place the phone camera side down, you don't have to worry about the lenses being scratched. The ultra thin case is not really rated for drop protection. This is really to protect the frame of the case from, the occasional nick and scratch. So if you're someone who drops your phone often, you'll definitely want to check out the ProGuard case instead. The Aramid ProGuard case can handle drops up to 8 feet high or about 2.44 meters, and that's because of the arched corner cushions, thicker bezels, and just thicker overall build. And it also has an MIL STD 810H certification, so this is going to be better if you're someone who actually drops your phone. MagSafe charging is completely unaffected, and you could also use MagSafe accessories like this Pitaka power bank or the Pitaka Easy Grip 2, and notice just how strong the magnetic hold is. There's zero wobble when using both of the cases either horizontally or vertically. While the magnetic strength is great for MagSafe accessories, it isn't good enough for just magnetic mounting to most metallic surfaces. So whether you're looking for a very slim and lightweight look and feel, or if you want a little bit more protection, Pitaka has you covered with the ultra slim Aramid fiber case and the Aramid ProGuard cases. The cases are really easy to install. You get good rear camera protection thanks to the large bezels. There's zero wobble. It's very easy to use MagSafe charging and MagSafe accessories with a strong magnetic hold. So if you're interested in picking up the Pitaka Ultra Slim case or the Aramid ProGuard case, I'll leave links down below, and use code DEM for a 5% discount off your orders site-wide. And consider liking and subscribing because I have a bunch more case reviews coming for the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and check out some of my other case reviews right here. While you're at it, maybe consider checking out some of my other tech reviews outside of phone and phone accessories. I also review headphones, earbuds, keyboards, laptops, monitors, really something for everyone, and I really hope you'll join me in my next video soon.